All right. What's up, folks? I'm gonna let a few cats come on in. Give it a little second. Talk about the snack attack. You know, let me dive in a little bit. Eat some of this mm, some good ass tea. Yep. So boxing, right? So seems like we had a couple of good fights last night. You know, thought UFC did their thing yesterday, even though they had the hiccup with John Jones and his picograms. But you know, the amount of picograms he had in the system, whatever. I'm gonna do a little research on that later, but I don't think it was worth the headache and all that stuff. I think somebody in Nevada State Athletic Commission or whatever, they should have got off their ass and licensed the fight off of that because the fight was going to go on and all that jazz. Maybe they didn't want nothing to do with it per se, but they could have saved a lot of fans having to get reimbursed for their tickets, hotel room accommodations, and stuff like that. But what can you do? Now, let's talk about this Snac, man. You know, look, there was a fighter back in the days, right? Well, not back in the days, ain't too far ago. Nonito Daenerys. This motherfucker um was around Balco, and since he was around Balco, there was people out there creating articles and creating narratives that, hey, this is the exact reason why we need VADA testing. You know what I'm saying? And now you got these fighters out there that that are what you call it? Now you got fighters out there that are surrounding themselves around Victor Conte, and nobody is contesting the fact that something else might be going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a kind of a biased thing. I think they're a little bit more relaxed now since it's been a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that remains is that Victor Conte is a known cheat. And there's been athletes surrounded Balco, Victor Conte, that have said on record after they have stopped competing, and whether it's whether it's NFL, baseball, track and field, whatever the case may be, they have came out and said that, yeah, as long as it wasn't against the rules, as long as it didn't hurt me or whatever the case may be, I was going to take it until the league came up with something that was going to make it what'd you say uh, illegal, which I think that's extremely fucking wrong. I think that anytime as an athlete, when you create a when you create something, disadvantage, because that's what Victor Conte was doing. He was creating a gap between fighters that are not on his team, not on the Balco, not on the Victor Conte regiment, versus the people that were just taking stuff, at from your local GNC store. This dude was, well, GNC still, there's stuff in there that you can't take as an athlete either, but it's still cheating because you're creating an unfair advantage, you know, and I don't care how people want to put it or want to say it. It's an unfair advantage, and The reason why um, some people says it's okay for you to take something that will create you an unfair advantage in the sport. I mean, that's their prerogative. But when you think about ethics, morals, and all that stuff like that, you know, when you're creating an unfair advantage, that's when it starts to become unethical. People could say, yeah, go and take that shit. It's not this. It's not illegal. It's not this. Blah blah blah. Whoop whoop. But it's unethical. So say whatever you want to, but basically, Nonito. Let me read some of it. Nonito won more than a fight. Well, uh, so basically, like he was getting drug tested, and then people were crying about like, hey, this dude is with Balco. And it says coming into his fight the past weekend with Mexican warrior Jorge Jorge, the Filipino sensation and WBO junior featherweight champion, announced his participation in the voluntary, VADA, right? Donaire, who came under scrutiny for relationship with Victor Conte of Balco fame, stated he did it to show his fans and the boxing community he is clean. He never tested positive, decided to go out in front and go extra mile and prove his achievements are the result of skill and not chemical enhancements for the deserve of credit. And one can hope he'll serve an example of other fighters. But to think that he can do this is naive, you know. So basically, people were saying that people were doing that shit, because like even if you think of HGH and other fucking growth hormones, testosterones, or whatever the case may be, this is what Victor Conte was getting around. You know what I'm saying? He was getting these cats some stuff to get them to heal faster, get them stronger, and at the same time, circumvent the rules. So you can say whatever you want to say about that, but it doesn't look good for the sport of boxing when we have fighters each and every year popping for something, either taking stuff out of either out of competition or either um your Billy Joe Sanders, Billy Dope Sanders, whatever you want to call them. Then you got your Pavekins, Lucas Brown, he got caught. Miller got caught. Shit, a lot of people got caught. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows you that there's a problem with drug cheats in the sport of boxing. And then you got this Victor Conte guy around here who let me who was in a the co-founder of Balco, which was going around circumventing the sport. I find that to be distasteful. I find that to be you know it doesn't matter how you put it. You got people out there that have done betted against themselves in the sport, got banned for life. You got people that have popped for steroids multiple fucking times and never been banned for the sport for life. I mean, you got people that have put plaster on their fucking hands and went in the sport and went and fought, and now you got Mr. Conte, the guy who's in charge of creating the miracle serum, and this guy, and a lot of people think that okay, they're just taking the Snac program regiment and they're taking their nutritional scientific supplements. You know what I'm saying? They got Expedite, ZMA5, Vitalize, Hypooxygen, Eurobitin, multivitamins only. They got pro glycosine. They got all kind of stuff. And then they got their for $194.95, you get the fighter training stack. And the reason why they call it the stack is because it's multiple things stacked on top of each other to help you out. So it's just the same thing with Terminal. You don't take that shit by itself. You take that shit with the stack. You know what I'm saying? So this gives you this gives you this, and this gives you this. This stops the thing in your body that creates muscle loss. So this stops the muscle loss. This helps you recover, and then this helps your body absorb more protein or get more oxygenated or whatever the case may be. Then you take this protein to create the reserve of protein in your body, so when your body could just take the protein as it needs so you can get bigger real quick. You know what I'm saying? So there's all kind of ways that he can, and people need to understand this. Even with Balco wasn't just people at first. It was just like I believe it was like a thing to where you give a sample of your blood, they analyze your blood, and then they go there and they say, well, you have deficiencies in this, and that, and the third, and if we can get these levels up or level out these numbers, this will help you here, and here. And then when you take this stuff right here, this will put you over the top. You know what I'm saying? That's what people were thinking that Balco was doing. They weren't thinking that Balco wasn't going around here circumventing the rules as far as anti-doping committees around the world. They wasn't thinking about that. They just thought it was something legit, but it wasn't. And now you got this snack program. You can't tell me that with this whole snack program, like when you're a professional fighter and stuff like that, when you're over there getting consulted by snack employees, you're not submitting blood tests, you're not submitting urine tests. You see what I'm saying? Like Balco used to do. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And everybody want to be on Nanito Daener, but come on, I'm sorry, everybody want to be on Jesse Vargas and and all these cats, but look, who was the other one? Just Jesse fucking Vargas, and it's Mikey Garcia. Everybody want to be on Mikey Garcia, but even look at the time, he was like, well, he been with Snac for 5 years. Oh, huh? You've been with Snac for 5 years. And let me tell you guys another thing. Just because somebody looks flabby don't mean they ain't taking something. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Mikey Garcia been with Snac for 5 years. Maybe he just been taking his supplements. But now you have Victor Conte in your camp. You have a Snac employee in your camp. This is totally different. And now you're starting to look different. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you got Andre Bertho and Nanito Daener, and they got Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? On a snack attack too. So, people can say, oh, nah, there's just nutrition and stuff like that. No, when you have these cats in your camp, you're going through the whole fucking regimen. You're going through the whole shaboing boing, man. You're going through the whole thing because, you're not getting the same shit from the store. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting the same shit from the motherfucking store. You're getting something different. You're getting something tailor-made for you. And then not only that is, what makes you think this Victor Conte dude ain't making something different for him, like something that can circumvent the rules? Like, what makes you think that they ain't over there like, oh yeah, man, I know you was with Balco, man. So what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Can we get some of that stuff like that can circumvent the rules? So blah 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 whoop. I know they ain't gonna, it's kind of hard to talk about it, but what makes you think Victor Conte ain't telling no motherfuckers? It could be all kind of things, but it don't look right. It don't look right, especially when you get confronted. Well, I wouldn't say confronted, but you get stepped to by the media and stuff like that, and then you just say, well, Michael Garcia's been with Snac for 5 years and blah blah blah. I don't see the big deal, and whoop de whoop whoop. The big deal. I don't want to dangle, of course, dangle on each other. The big deal about it is that the motherfucker is a cheat. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker is a flat out cheat, and nobody's doing nothing about it. You know, everybody's just sweeping it under the rug because they don't care. You know, and it's evident that they don't care, because if they did care, you know, Victor Conte wouldn't be around. You know, Snac wouldn't be around. If they don't care about whether or not what he used to do, they only care about where the fuck Victor Conte is going to get them. And Victor Conte is going to get them performance wise where they need to be, or over the top. You know what I'm saying? And that's just point blank period. Y'all, I mean, God bless this. Not God bless his heart. It's just crazy. You know, he's a drug cheat. I mean, he would always be known as a drug cheat, and there's no telling what this dude is doing right now in the sport of boxing, or in athletics in general. Now, you know, Caleb Plant. Plant. He's supposed to be fighting on the 13th of January, and he's on the Snac regiment. You know, I don't understand these cats. I wouldn't get on it, and the reason why I wouldn't get on it, because it just doesn't look right, man. You know, and then if you happen to fucking pop for something, God forbid, you end up popping for something, who you gonna blame? Yeah, the easiest, yeah, the fall guy, yeah. You just say it was Victor Conte. Victor Conte did it. It was him. Yeah, you could do that. It'd be easy. It'd be easy to do that. But in the same notion, motherfucker, you knew. And you can't say you didn't know, because you are on record saying most of these cats are on record. Now let's go to some other talk, man. And in the whole boxing world, we got a couple things going around here. We have your boy Oscar De La Hoya back in the news. It says that I don't know how accurate the headline of this article is, but it says fans fear for Oscar De La Hoya as worrying behavior continues. I don't know how accurate this bullshit is. It all stems from Oscar De La Hoya saying you idiots are still paying for pay-per-view fights at Dana White, ESPN, at UFC. Sent from his iPhone, the same one that he was using to make videos of those kitchen utensils. And then Floyd Mayweather comes back to say, "Did you not make your career off pay-per-view?" Asked one while whistle, another said. That's what Floyd said, and he said, most likely he's drunk again. It's just, it's just shameful. How can you go around talk about, the people who made you who you are today? You're calling us idiots. You know what I'm saying? You can't say you idiots are still paying for pay-per-view, because Dana White, and then put at Dana White, at ESPN, at UFC. They're not fucking paying for pay-per-views. We are. We're paying for pay-per-views. We didn't ask I'm sorry. We're paying for pay-per-views. We're paying your fucking bills. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to call us a fucking bunch of fucking idiots because we are willing to pay, $75 to $100 for a pay-per-view fight. It's not just for the fucking fight. It's to support our fighter as well. You know what I'm saying? And you was doing pay-per-view fights not too long ago yourself. Golden Boy Promotions wouldn't even be around if it wasn't for pay-per-view, especially after Floyd left. After Floyd left, Golden Boy Promotions wouldn't even be around. They would just be, it'd just be something in history motherfuckers to talk about, So, this whole Oscar character, he's this dude has no shame. I think that the combination of being an ex-boxer, he's probably punch drunk, and he got a screw missing, and alcohol and cocaine use over the years has affected him, because he's sure enough didn't think about his fans, because Oscar, check this, the zone won't be around forever. You know what I'm saying? The zone is not going to outlast Showtime when it comes to boxing. So, right along with ESPN, right along with everybody else, so you can say whatever you want to, and then you're going to say at ESPN. ESPN got the plus. You get on there and you get on ESPN, you get with the plus that gives you more content than the regular one, and it's not that much. It's in the ballpark of a DAZN subscription. So I don't even know why you are going out of your way to attack people that have, that has helped you out. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to get into the MMA game and all that stuff and do a couple of fights, nostalgic fights and all that stuff, your best bet was to get on Dana White's good side, because at least that way, y'all won't be creating some type of division, type of blocking between you guys. You know what I'm saying? But most fans don't give a fuck. Most fans just want to see the fights, and so say whatever you want to. Another thing, this whole UFC, the reason why UFC is the way it is, and the UFC gives you the fights that the fans want to see, and blah blah blah, whoop. One reason why that is because pay-per-views, and another reason, pay-per-views, they want to do good on them. I mean, they have damn near 10 fights in one night. Everybody got to get paid. Medical expenses, EMTs, ring doctors, all that, the light bill and all that stuff. But they don't pay their fighters like they should do, and none of their fighters. You don't have a say on what you wear in a ring in the UFC. You don't have a say on who you fight in a UFC. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens. In the UFC. That's the reason why they're able to do that, because it's everything is in house with the UFC. Yeah, you probably have your different gyms and stuff like that, but everything is in house. And I think that with the UFC, being in control of everything and stuff like that, their bottom line is, their moneymaker is pay-per-views. Their moneymaker is selling out arenas. So with that being said and everything, they have to have those fights to have the income coming in, because without those fights, people won't watch. And then people are starting to see a little decline in the UFC. They have no say. They have to. In order for them to get people in those arenas, in order for them to get the tickets, keep the pay-per-view numbers up, they have to give the fans what they want. They can't be going around here doing a Canelo versus Rocky Fielding for a pay-per-view. They can't do it. If they was to do that, their fans would fucking turn coat on them. You know what I'm saying? They already been having rumors of troubles, but I think that's the difference between the UFC and boxing. Boxing is in control of everything these fighters do. I think, and they don't pay their fighters a lot. That's why you see some of these fighters, like they get real emotional after some of these fights, is because when they win, they get paid extra. Fight of the night gets paid extra. They have to perform to get their money. And it's sad though, because if you can't fight the way you want to fight in that ring, the way your team wants you to fight in that ring, because Dana White wants you to outperform the last fight or outperform the fight that came before you, like a couple months ago, if you can't fight your fight, that's why you be getting these cats be getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't be fighting they fight. And that's why, in the UFC, you can have 5 losses, and come back and fight for a scrap and win. Because eventually you're gonna whoop somebody's ass, you're gonna whoop another guy's ass, you're gonna whoop another guy's ass, and you're gonna become another fan favorite. You can have L's in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? You can ain't that too many? Ain't that too many guys in light heavyweight? Ain't that too many guys in heavyweight? Ain't long as you beat a couple key guys, you can get back in there. You know what I'm saying? Because any given Saturday with the UFC, the differences between the UFC is like heavyweight boxing. The UFC, like every weight class is like heavyweight boxing. It don't matter how good you is, it don't matter whatever the case may be. Everybody is subjected to getting knocked out, getting their head kicked off, catching the elbow, catching the over right. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. Boxing is different. You know what I'm saying? In heavyweight boxing, everybody's susceptible to get knocked out any given Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But when you start going down in weight classes, it ain't the same like that no more. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody punch hard in the heavyweight division. Everybody punch hard in the UFC because them little bitty ass gloves. Them little bitty ass gloves. You know what I'm saying? Helps them out a lot. And then people be like, well, they weigh almost the same. Nah, yeah, they do. But the thing about it is that it's the velocity. It's the velocity. You are able to swing them little bitty ass gloves faster than you can swing a boxing glove. You're able to hold them motherfuckers up all day, rather not some boxing gloves. So it's totally different, man. I put on some before. I sparred a little bit. I thought MMA was cool and all that stuff, but I'm just not into that wrestling shit. I think that because I sparred a few times, and then when you give some hands a pretty good time, a couple of times, because then people want to start wrestling. When you're throwing the hands decent, when you start scaring them motherfuckers, then they want to wrestle. And the reason why they want to wrestle most of the time is because it's in human nature. When you get stuck a few times, they try to grab something. You could just stop the pain. And then not only that is when they know you ain't been wrestling, they know you ain't no wrestler, they know you just got in the gym and stuff like that. So they just try to wrestle with you either to wear you out or to tap you out. Because once you get worn out on that ground, man, and you get back up, your shit's ain't nothing but a bunch of noodles. Now let's go into Dillian White, boxing scene. White, Joshua's team might not want the smoke right now. So Dillian White is out there saying that Joshua's team might not want this smoke. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, Dillian White. Joshua's team technically is your team. It's the same fucking team. You mean to tell me Matchroom Boxing don't want to make the fight right now? That's just how it is. Your team and Anthony Joshua's team is the same goddamn team. You can't, you can say, well, is this person? No. The person that's making the decisions for you and the person that's making the decisions for Anthony Joshua is the same person. It's the same head. We all know you've been trying to look. If you can't go out there and say you fought 5 people, you fought all these people, you did all these things in the boxing ring and all that stuff, but you fought like 6, 7, 8 bums back to back in a row. You can't bring up Lucas Brown. You can't bring up Hellenius. You can't bring up none of them dudes. The only person you can bring up is Parker. You can't bring up nobody else but Parker. Out of everybody you fought since you got knocked out by AJ, that's it. And I just think it's crazy how fans out there can agree with this dude. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And Dillian White, he did it to himself. Dillian White needs to leave. Dillian White don't need Matchroom Boxing no more. He made his case. He came back from a loss, a knockout loss. I mean, he came back. He got the public liking him. Again, one more time. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but it seems like it is. Dillian White is a pay-per-view star in the UK now. He might not be as big as Anthony Joshua, but he's a pay-per-view star right now in boxing in the UK. And I don't think that Dillian White needs. I don't think. Hey, what's up, Johnson? I don't think. Dillian White needs. I I don't think Dillian White needs matchroom boxing anymore. You know, and it doesn't matter if Anthony Joshua doesn't want to fight you or whatever the case may be. Dillian White, you just need to do what you said. You know, you got your own career, and you're not going to stand this and do that. Look, dude, I know you want to fight with with Anthony Joshua and all that jazz, but you need to go out there and do what you need to do, man. You need to stop waiting around for these cats because you can wait around for fucking Anthony Joshua to say, yeah, we're gonna fight on April 13th at Wembley. All you fucking want to, but you still have to you still got to get your career rolling. You know what I'm saying? You still got to do your thing. You can't be sitting around waiting stagnant for these dudes, man. Going out there, this is what you need to do. Do this publicly. Dillian, this is what you need to do publicly, Dillian White. You need to go out there and you need to start hitting up Dominic Brazil and Louis King Kong Ortiz. You need to start saying what's happening, blah, blah, woo, woo, woo. You need to start getting negotiations with these cats. And then you can start saying, well, you know, if I can't get the Anthony Joshua fight, you know what I'm saying? I'll fight you next. You need to do the same thing they're doing. Make them think that you're about to go somewhere else and fight somebody else and leave Anthony Joshua stuck in the rut for April 13th. Leave the motherfuckers. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Because you could wait around and you could be like, I'm gonna wait for Anthony Joshua on April 13th. And this shit come around, now you on the undercard. You know what I'm saying? Now you on the undercard. And then now you gotta hope that you don't hear that same bullshit you heard in December. Well, if we can't get if we can't get the Wilder and the Tyson Fury fight, then we'll fight you April 13th. How do you fans? What do you guys fans say about that? You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna hear the same shit. You know what I'm saying? And then what if it ain't no what if, dude. You're not fighting them April 13th, man. You need to go out there. You need to start talking to Dominic Brazil team. You need to be talking to Dominic Brazil and Louis King Kong Ortiz team right now. That's what you need to be doing. You don't need to be doing nothing else but trying to propel your career. You know, you can't be standing behind these can't be standing around these cats waiting for them to help you out. You know, fuck these handouts, homie. Get your bitch ass out there. Washington motivated to bounce back by stunning Konaki. But look, let me tell y'all something. I like Gerald Washington over Konaki. But Konaki is like one of those guys that you have to watch out for, because Konaki he will keep going forward on you. You know, Jarrell Miller. Gerald Washington. He looks like he has some good shit about him as far as like his boxing abilities. They look pretty good. So does Konaki's. But with that being said, like you cannot with Konaki, you can't just back up and think that he's just going to throw a jab and then reset. No, he's going to keep coming. He's going to try to catch. He's going to keep coming like any other boxer should. You know, catch them while they're on their back foot when they don't have any momentum. You know what I'm saying? When you're on your back foot, and when you're backing up and you're on your back foot, at a certain point you have no more. You lose your power because you don't have your legs quite under you. You catch you at the right time. You don't have your legs under you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he needs to do. He needs to catch him. He needs to that's gonna be Washington's thing right there. I hope they see it. And I hope they see it that Konaki ain't no punk, and that they keep their guard up at all times. Move your fucking head. And everything would be all right. move your head and stick and move, man. Um, or Kanaki gonna end up, stopping your ass, and that's just a fact, you know. So let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, we talked about the Nito Denair dude. Spence is out there. I mean, you know, but like I said, man, just to reiterate on this, man, this whole snack program, and this whole snack program is a bunch of BS. I think that I don't think any fighter, I don't care what it is, any athlete, any professional athlete should not be with fucking Snack, should not be hanging around with Victor Conte. I'm sorry. It's just something that just shouldn't happen. I mean, so this whole Mayweather out here saying I could do 3 rounds in my sleep with tension. You know, is it a boxing match? Um, oh, it's a boxing match. It's a boxing match. I think I don't think I don't think Floyd stepped to these cats with this, man. I don't think he did. I think they did. Um, Johnny Golovkin, let's see what he's talking about. Hearn expects Khan to face Brook next. I mean, you got to start somewhere. I mean, he might as well just go ahead and fight. Khan just need to go ahead and go fight. Go on and fight Brook, man. I mean, you can't just be going around here. How would you say? Yeah, he just need to go ahead and fight him, man, and work your way up, man. You're not. I think he'll get him. You know. It is what it is. Oh, okay, let's go. So Floyd Mayweather saying he can get tension and Nasukawa in his sleep. Whatever, dude. I don't. I hope this dude. I hope this tension Nasukawa dude knocks Floyd smooth the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? I hope he knocks his bitch ass out. You know what I'm saying? So, maybe him getting knocked out would motivate and charge Floyd Mayweather to get his fighters in order. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping. But it is what it is. It might not happen. I ain't even gonna talk about that. But that fight card that night don't even look good. It is what it is. Fuck it. Oh. Then we got Gennady Golovkin's options for next fight in 2019. Whatever, dude. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who this motherfucker fight. It's Triple G character fights. Let's see what they talking about. Jermell Charlo, Rob Brandt, Billy Dope Sanders, Daniel Jacobs, Demetrius Andrade, Sal Canelo Alvarez, Callum Smith, Sergio Derevchenko, Roberto Ramirez, Jose Ostategui. You can say whatever you want to, man. People can say they go out here and they give these articles, they make these articles talking about, hey, man, this is Gennady Golovkin's options for fucking 2019. There's a guy on here that didn't even have on his list. He needs to go over there and fight one of his brethren. He needs to go over there and fight one of his brethren and stop fucking around. But it is what it is with Triple G. I don't think there's. So Triple G is 36, man. He's 36 years old. how many more fights? How many more years do we got, man? You know, is he going to retire the next time he gets knocked out? You know, against a big fighter or a lower class fighter? Like, how many more fights do we got? You know, so it is, man. You need to go ahead and I don't know, man. This whole trilogy thing with Saul Alvarez, man, I think is highly overrated. Um, it's good for Triple G. It's good for Triple G, and it's good for you know, the Zone. It's good for Canelo. But I'm wondering, how good is this for the sport of boxing? You know, a trilogy fight, you know, with Canelo and Triple G. How is that good for boxing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that going to do? Nothing. You know? Nothing. They're not going to do shit. You know? So, Floyd's supposed to be fighting his Tenshin Nasukawa guy in a boxing match. 20-year-old dude, I think. It's good for him, man. It's good. Good on him. Good on him. I think it's stupid. You know. And you could be, he's a kickboxing sensation, but you know, you got to watch out for that shit though. You know, you're a kickboxing sensation where? You know what I'm saying? So people got to watch out for that shit, you know. Let's see here. He hasn't fought any American. He hasn't fought any Americans, dude. This dude has fought a whole bunch of Japanese people. A couple of people from Thailand. One dude from Argentina. One guy from Ireland. Guy from China. A guy from Morocco. I mean, guy from Korea. Guy from Brazil. I mean, he ain't really. This boy better watch out, man. You better watch out, because actually he's not even. All of his fights ain't been on resin except the last. Yeah, all of his fights ain't been on resin. All of his fights ain't been on there. So I don't know if he's strictly a Razin fighter or a Rise fighter or whatever the case may be, but all of them ain't been on Razin. You know, but he's supposed to be pretty good. I mean, he has a whole bunch of knockouts. So you got a whole bunch of knockouts and TKOs. So you know, it looks good on the spreadsheet, but you know, how about you come on over here and fight some of these top kickboxers over here, buddy boy? He ain't fought no Americans. He ain't fought no Britons. He ain't fought no nobody from France. So, you know, he fought somebody from Greece though, but you know, France is. I think they got a lot of good kickboxers over there too. France and Russia and Germany and stuff like that. They got some good kickboxers over there too. So he ain't fought none of them yet. So you know, he got a whole bunch of you know, wins. You know, a whole bunch of KOs and TKOs too. You got a lot of them hoes. God damn. Shit. Fuck that. That motherfucker kick at me, man. I'm blowing his kneecaps off. Fuck that shit. Yep. Ain't really much going on today in the sport of boxing, man. And on that note, man, shout outs to the LDBC and everybody stay sucker free. Trying to end this hoe. Oh, I gotta go up there.